As domestic operating experience has shown, in general, Renault Duster has no problems with the corrosion resistance of the body. The only place where light rust can still appear on older cars is doorways, where rubber bands rub paint down to metal over the years. In addition, the servicemen said that on the cars of the first years of production, low-quality materials were used to muffle the sealing, the thermal expansion of which did not correspond to the metal. As a result, there were cases when in winter, in severe frosts, the shumka pulled the metal of the roof and dents appeared on it. Renault Duster should also be criticized for poor safety. According to the results of Euro NCAP crash tests in 2011, it won only 3 stars out of the maximum 5, so it is better not to get into serious accidents on this car. In general, Renault Duster interior equipment works without problems, and only the interior air conditioning system can cause trouble. Compressor failures were noted, and in turbo diesel versions, due to increased vibrations, the system lost its tightness due to a breakdown of the aluminum tube under the hood. See photo. Weaknesses of Renault Duster. However, the obvious advantages of the Renault Duster interior cannot be taken away. It is very spacious, even tall people can comfortably fit in front and behind. See photo. Due to the high landing and thin A-pillars, visibility is very good. Visibility deteriorates except in bad weather. The area for cleaning the windshield wipers is small, which leaves large dirty segments on top. Many owners, in order to get rid of this feature, often experiment with the selection of brushes of the desired length. This budget crossover, as a rule, is bought by pragmatic buyers who, during operation, not only drive the car themselves, but also often carry various loads on it. Therefore, we want to emphasize that the cargo compartment of the more common front-wheel drive crossovers is one of the largest among competitors. Running Renault Duster is perfectly adapted to our far non-European roads. It is endowed with high energy intensity and confidently copes with small and medium-sized bumps. Only large holes can break through it. To a large extent, this is facilitated by high-profile tires with a dimension of 215/65 or 16. The flip side of the coin is that because of the long-stroke shock absorbers, the car shakes great on uneven surfaces, on pavement with a rut, bumps, and so on. With this suspension setting, you don't want to drive fast, over 100 km/h, let's face it. Yes, and with active driving, unpleasant body rolls occur. But Renault Duster really reveals itself on a country road. On the primer, he rides very confidently, completely ignoring the pits, ledges, and so on. It is on such a road that you can best appreciate its suspension. Short overhangs and high ground clearance allow you to force deep ditches without fear for the integrity of the bumpers and not particularly choose the direction. In front, in all versions of the crossover, an independent McPherson with an anti-roll bar is used, but in the rear, in mono-drive versions, a simple semi-independent beam is installed, and in 4x4, a multi-link. Most often on our roads you will have to repair the front end. Weak points are ball bearings, wheel bearings, and stabilizer bushings, which on average withstand a mileage of about 60,000 kilometers. Branded ball joints change only assembled with levers and their silent blocks, although non-original consumables can be found separately. But the stabilizer struts are nursed a little longer, in the region of 80,000 kilometers. Against the background of the front suspension, the rear semi-dependent is considered eternal. According to the assurances of the GUM servicemen, the beams are able to go under 200,000 kilometers. At the same time, the multi-link, 3 levers on each side, can withstand 2 times less, somewhere around 100,000 kilometers, and the consumables of the rear stabilizer, only for 4x4, 20,000 more than the front. The rack and pinion steering of all Renault Dusters is equipped with an amplifier. However, depending on the version, its type is different. For gasoline it is hydraulic, and for diesel it is electro-hydraulic. In practice, only the last node can cause problems. Over time, the electric motor control wire frays in it, as a result of which the amplifier stops working. And in general, in both types of steering, its consumables do not differ in particular durability. On our roads, the tips last an average of about 40,000 kilometers, and thrust under 80,000 kilometers. As the mechanics said, during operation, the crossover brake system needs periodic maintenance. Every 60,000 kilometers it is recommended to clean the rear drum mechanisms and lubricate the support points of the pads. Otherwise, they begin to knock unpleasantly while driving. Renault Duster is usually chosen by people who often have to drive outside of smooth asphalt roads, where all-terrain vehicle qualities are important. about what the all-wheel drive transmission of this crossover can do, how it works on used copies, and also about what surprises Renault Duster engines can present during operation. Read in our separate article, Reliability of Renault Duster Engines and All-Wheel Drive. Renault Duster is not in vain popular with many domestic motorists. First of all, pragmatic people who often have to travel not only on highways, living in the suburbs, towns, or regularly going out into nature. As the operating experience has shown, there are comments on the reliability of this car, and also, due to the budgetary focus, one cannot demand much from it. However, all this is more than covered by a number of its important trump cards, such as omnivorous suspension, high ground clearance, practicality, functionality, and affordable market value compared to many competitors. It is for these qualities that Duster is appreciated and chosen by many customers.